the trim work on any project can really make or break it on how it's really going to look. And today I'm with Amber from Parr Lumber, and she's going to show us how to stain the trim.
Yeah, exactly. So when you purchase wood molding or trim or even doors, cabinets, anything like that, there are steps you can take to make sure you get the best look for your wood.
Okay.
So first step on your wood molding is going to be to sand it. The 220 grit, which when the sanding numbers get higher, that typically means that the grit gets finer.
Okay.
So we don't want to be tearing up the grain of the wood. We just kind of want to smooth it out and make it more consistent. So I'll let you sand away.
And any tips when you're sanding?
With the wood, make sure to go with the grain.
Okay.
So go with the grain of the wood. That's just going to show through when you start staining. It's going to help that you don't have a lot of lines going on.
Okay. So Amber, I think I'm done. How'd I do?
Oh, it looks beautiful. Now, just if you rub your hands over it and you don't feel any rough patches, you should be good.
Okay.
So the next step we're going to need to do is there's a tack cloth right there. And what a tack cloth is, you'll notice, is it's a really gummy, sticky product. And you can actually unfold it also if you notice it's not sticky any longer.
Okay.
If it's still sticky, you're good to go.
So it's not a one-shot deal.
No. And most projects, you know, you're not dealing with a 4-foot section of molding. It's usually, you know, a whole room worth, so it'll last you quite a while.
So it takes all the little fine dust particles off really well.
The dust you wouldn't even feel or see. It's going to get all of that.
Okay.
And that's going to be critical again when we stain and when we do things like that. You want it to be, you know, nice, clean, dust-free wood. So that's what the tack cloth's going to give you.
And what's our next step?
So the next step we're going to do, and this is kind of the step I think gets left behind, is a pre-stain treatment, or in this case, the wood conditioner.
Never heard of a wood conditioner. Never used it.
Yeah. So what a wood conditioner is going to do is it's going to close those pores that were opened in the wood from just being cut, basically. And the way you want to apply it is just a nice even coat, just like you would apply your stain. You can do this with a brush or with a rag. And what the goal of doing this wood conditioner is if you ever have had molding that you've stained that has come out blotchy or inconsistent in color, this is going to reduce that, exactly. So what this is doing right now is we are basically leveling the playing field across this entire board, all the different grains, all those rough patches maybe that we didn't even see that are still on there. This should help kind of smooth that out and make it more consistent.
Okay, so we let that dry a little bit and then we move on to our next step?
Yep, 5 to 15 minutes and we'll be good to go.
All right.
So now we've wiped off the excess wood conditioner. It's been about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So now what we're going to do is apply that first coat of stain, and you just want to apply a nice, nice thin, even layer.
Not a heavy coat.
Not a heavy coat. And then, in the direction of the wood grain, and we'll just kind of let that set then for, another 5 to 15 minutes, and you'll come back and wipe off the excess of that. And then about every 4 to 6 hours, you can come back and recoat until you get the color you want.
Okay.
You put it on a little heavier than that, and then you'll start to see it kind of take the color into the grain there.
Okay. And then like you said, then we just let this set up a little bit, come back to wipe. Does that look all right now? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now you have some examples behind us to kind of show us.
I do. So
good reason to do this.
Exactly. She kind of walks through the steps of why we do that prep step, and then kind of what happens. So this is that raw material you started with. In this case, this is a hemlock board. This is after that first coat of stain has dried and you've wiped off the excess. This board here on the end is going to kind of show what had happened had we not sanded, not done the preconditioning, and just gone right to the stain.
I've seen that at my house before.
If you like the look, you like the look. But it just kind of shows you that extra step, can get you a more consistent look.
A lot. And then you do have some finishes if you want to put it on.
Exactly. And there's finishes out there that can give you a nice semi-gloss sheen or a high gloss sheen, whatever appeals to you and your interior. So.
All right. Great. Thanks very much for showing these tips. And if you need help or you need supplies, come on down to Parr Lumber.
All right.
Thanks, Amber.
You.